Had to switch the mic, and now I forgot what quippy thing to say. Congratulations, you've already won the day by gracing and therefore humbling the uncommon soul with your mere presence alone. And you need to know you're awesome for doing that. And I have to wonder how people would feel about a certain article and an opinion. I have to wonder how people would feel about my own opinion. And I think I want to read it before we get into Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake, as sponsored by Square Enix. Of all the people in the world, they granted me a key to share this with you all, and having done Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Remake before it, I will give you all my full ERDRICK Trilogy Remake experience, and it'll feel great. Not to mention, it's all been multi-streamed between Twitch and YouTube. TikTok, on the other hand, hasn't been so lucky, but I'm not as worried about that. So the article in question comes from Polygon, and their headline is Larian Studios, the people behind Baldur's Gate 3 and the upcoming Divinity. They're using Gen I, but not looking at trimming down teams to replace them. They are neither releasing a game with any AI components, nor are they looking at trimming down teams to replace them with AI. So let me get down the cliff notes of the article here. Of course, I'm sure plenty of people who are into BG3 might be excited for Divinity, if not because it's not D&D, because it's Larian Studios, which deserves all the merit as it is. So, what position is he? co-founder and game designer Sven Vink. They've mentioned and they've been transparent about using generative AI in making Divinity, mainly for certain tasks to flesh out PowerPoint presentations, develop concept art, and write placeholder text. But what will ultimately be in the final game will be made by actual humans. They're writing everything themselves. I can at least appreciate for sure the admission of the use of AI. Clearly, they're not hiding it, which is a good thing in honesty. But Bloomberg seems to have characterized that Larian is pushing hard on generative AI. So Vink had to say this here, clarify on Twitter. They've been continuously increasing their pool of concept artists, writers, and storytellers. They're putting together writer rooms actively, casting and recording performances from actors, and hiring translators. And with concept art being called out, there are 23 concept artists, and there are job openings for more. They're creating concept art day in, day out for ideation and production use. Everything they do is incremental and aimed at having people spend more time creating. And I don't know what ML tool is in all this, so I probably could stand to. They're not releasing a game with any AI components, nor are they looking at trimming down, like said at the beginning of the article. They've been constantly discussing internally through the lens of making everyone's working day better, not worse, the use of AI as a subject. Then on Twitter, he prefaced the statement further with, "Holy fuck, guys, we're not pushing hard or replacing concept artists with AI. They're using AI to explore references, like how Google and art books are used for references. At the very early ideation stages, they use it as a rough outline for composition, which they replace with original concept art. There's no comparison. They've hired creatives for their talent, not for their ability to do what a machine suggests. They can experiment with these tools to make their lives easier. Some things I'm doing are what a machine suggests. Should I be ashamed or more ashamed than I am? Because I'm not creative, I'm more a performer than a creator. And in fact, they held out that same kind of opinion with a GameSpot article. 3 things they use it for: automation of tasks that nobody wants to do, the obvious things like motion capture cleaning, or voice editing, or something very Larian specific, retargeting. That is basically if you play with different species, you want to be able to reuse an animation on a different species, but they're different sizes, and then they're doing certain interactions with others. Then white boxing. That allows Larian to iterate more rapidly. White boxing is essentially the stage before you actually do the real implementation. When you try something out that you say, okay, well, let's try these things out. That takes time before you can actually play it. You can accelerate that with machine learning. And then what else is there? I'm trying to scroll down, but the page wants to scroll back up. And then white boxing is where you can use it for new gameplay as well. They're not there yet, not close, but you experiment because for an RPG developer, what you really want is something that helps with reactivity to agency. Permutations that you didn't foresee, reactions to things that the players have done in the world. And they say creation areas that raise red flags around generative AI, visuals, writings, music. They're not where Larian is divesting in favor of machine creation. Larian is hiring up in those areas, and machine learning and AI techniques are targeting complexity and automation, like narrative validation, trying to figure out, I did 300 choices here that led to this particular permutation. Did I write something that's not correct anymore? Then they try to automate the discovery of these things. Not working super well yet, but something you want to do because it takes a lot of time to go through these things, and they're not very creative. You try to organize your processes, your pipeline, to put as much automation as you can to accelerate your iteration. See, I can appreciate in the early phases, and creativity still entirely exists in our time, I'm sure. But they really can be iterations on established things. Oh, God. I've been suspended again. What violations have I done on TikTok? Again. And yet I don't see any restrictions, not after the one on November 20th during Dragon Quest III. I don't get what TikTok wants from me with the streams. I really, really don't. Fine. This is why I more want to worry about YouTube and Twitch anyway. But damn if that ain't annoying. But AI is not going to be in the final product, and it's going to fill gaps in the concepts and the probably process, but they're going to be replaced with actual people doing actual things. I appreciate the transparency, and I appreciate that even if I don't play it, the final game will not have AI. And they're hiring more and more people as a response, maybe not even a response. They themselves don't want there to be AI things when it's all said and done. It's to fill some gaps that people can fill after the AI does the stuff. The AI can be completely replaced with the people who are doing the creative processes. So I can appreciate all that transparency, and I myself don't think it's a big issue at all, considering they're willing to share this, and to further the humanity of it all, they are hiring people to help out with stuff. Even with AI making some rough outlines of concepts, they're still hiring concept artists, among many other things. So this could be an example of a use of AI that I myself can get behind. I don't see any issue with that myself. If there is issue, I want it pointed out, and I want to be taught why my opinion on what they're doing is not a great one. And boy, I've been yapping and talking about the thing so long the controller turned off. Oh well. I didn't realize it. I wonder if that's why TikTok thought I was lying and not being a great person. Actually, I think I may as well not stream on TikTok anymore. And I may as well make some kind of status about that. Clearly, they think I'm lying for reasons beyond my comprehension. Or I do title something. I didn't put a category for TikTok neither. And maybe within the 10 or 7 minutes or something, they were expecting actual gameplay or something. I don't know. But it ain't just about the gameplay. It's about the people and all that jazz. You matter more than the game I'm playing. This is just a bridge. A bridge, yes, I'm passionate about, and I want to share opinions and be around people who are into the stuff. Yes, absolutely. but you all still matter more. And yet I don't think I'm going to get rid of the vertical canvas because I'm in that Twitch dual format streaming beta. Maybe tomorrow would be more of a time to try that out than ever. In the meantime, what I should be doing and should have done 3 minutes ago is say hello to Zarnathium. I wonder if you were in here when I was talking about the whole Larian AI thing on Polygon and my opinion about it, but forget about that for a moment. See, it's a rule. Whenever Zarnathium is subscribed and in chat, we've got to hear one of his many kitties lance. I don't make the rules, he does. I'm more than willing to adhere to those rules. And you weren't here for all that. Let me see if I can summarize it then. Larian Studios has been transparent that they're using generative AI in the development of Divinity, but they want to be loud about a couple of things. One, even if it's being used for a little concept art stuff, they're still having over 20 concept artists and they're hiring for more. Two, AI will not show up in the final product of Divinity if Larian has anything to say about it, and they're making sure they have stuff to say about it. Three, there are a few things that they're using it for, and it's more to fill in gaps or get a little more assurance of some things before bringing people in to do the stuff themselves, such as automation of more menial tasks or figuring out if a narrative step makes sense or not. And those, among other things, I find it refreshing how transparent they are about the use of AI. I am beyond glad, even if I don't play it, that they won't allow for AI to show up in the final form of the game. They're still very much hiring people to help make the game, and it's more feeling like in the early phases or more menial cleanup things like motion capture cleanup. They're not using AI for the actual capture. They're using people for voices and body performances, but just the cleanup is what they're doing with AI, for example. Another example. They are not championing it. They're trying to find ways to use it to supplement the human creation behind it all, instead of make a whole fully AI game, which I forget what a title is of a fully AI game, but that definitely has me not wanting to approach it. Fully AI, no thank you. I do not need that. Hours are messed up today. Just got done with kitty stuff. I was gonna stream earlier again, but I was cooking some broccoli to go with my rice and chicken and cacio e pepe sauce, so that's why it took me to 9 to get here. But it would be fine if AI wasn't fucking us to have it. Something that I did mention and forgotten about in the article. Supporting AI just causes it to keep going and to have it. And to have it, we need to drain our resources and poison our people. That's something I had mentioned and I had forgotten about in reading all that. Maybe, again, and I needed to be reminded of this, we should, instead of using AI as much as we are, figure out how to make it more cleaner or efficient where we don't poison and heat up ourselves. Thank you for reminding me of this, Czar, and I needed that reminder. And it makes me ashamed of how not creative I am, because sporadically, probably thrice or 4 times a month, I would use AI for a little bit of content creation based brainstorming. it feels more capable of brainstorming because of pulling stuff publicly from the internet than I'm capable of by going to all these channels, checking out all these things and seeing all this stuff. I don't feel capable, and if I need to be ashamed of using that AI for that reason, then I will. If anything, I still don't want it to do things for me performance-wise. I just lament that I cannot think of stuff the way others can. I really cannot, I don't think. And I hate it. All I want to do is figure out ways to be able to do this in videos full time, so to not just entertain, but to inspire, to uplift, to cheer on, and to provide a cool, fun, hopefully lively place to get away from the terrible of the everyday right now, especially for the next 3 years. We're almost done with year 1, and year 1 has been a mess as it is. I worry about how much worse it'll get. But surely being here could take away from that a little bit. That's what I want to do. Zarnathian wants to go get chicken. So why don't I entertain kitty kitties and finally get into Dragon Quest then? Why don't I do that? We're all refreshed here, or refreshed enough here. So let's go in here and search for the 5 sigil. Not search for the 5 sigils. Go and save the Faeries. That's what I need to do. And I need to use some other video editing thing, because what I've been using really want to use videos as their own instead of the people who make the stuff. So let me go in here. They're both higher levels than I am, and all the save scumming I've done to keep us all alive as we get experience, they get stronger than I do. Okay. Let's get in here then. Or can I?
My skin doth tingle most mightily, and my head throbs fit to burst. What could it be? Ah! Are you hurt? Not that you do not deserve it. Why reach out and touch such a thing? It is plainly not safe.
Forgive me. I simply wondered if it was as dangerous as it looked.
This is clearly the work of a great evil. It must be dispelled somehow.
Ah! Did the Dragonlord's great-grandson not speak of ERDRICK's sword's ability to do just that? It still possesses the power to banish evil. Would that work here?
Indeed they were. I hesitate to make use of such a precious treasure, but needs must. I fear we must.
Why is this automatically moving if there's no voices? And ERDRICK's sword shines. It got rid of the stuff.
Incredible! It worked! And the sword not even at its full strength. Such is the power of the hero of legend. All hail mighty ERDRICK. Now come. The presence of the barrier surely indicates the presence of foes within.
Aye, the fairies have need of our aid. But where were voices there? I figured if there weren't voices, then I would not have to worry about scrolling automatically. And that sage that used to live here, no one lives here now. Four treasures to see here. Shiny gold coin. I don't think to dig 5 times like I could. I swear wind would work out well here. Hell no. Hell Nino. Yeah, it would. I want to get rid of those Hocus Chimeras. But yeah, that's all good there. They all hate the wind. Here's 2 treasures. And a little money. Red doors that I can't go through. Totally get that. And then I'm not sure what I should use here. I feel like I'd rather use Stone's Throw. Or maybe get rid of the Lump Mage. Maybe some Swoosh there. Or Bang instead. Well, that'll be reflected. Feels bad about that. Need to get rid of the Lump Mage. She needs to fix herself. Honestly, I feel like that would kill everybody. Not that flea or that tick or what have you. That did. That's all right. Oh, there could have been something there. I think I want to zoom back over to the front. Save me a few steps. I don't mind it. There's clearly nothing else there. But I do need to be reminded the AI, we've got to figure cleaner energy source or make it so it's not as consuming. But how can that happen? In fact, has anyone written any theories on how it can happen? And Larian doesn't feel like they're the ideal target for the level of Scorn. No, they won't develop concept art with tools. That's different than what I thought I read in Polygon. I would not realize this here. So let me see here. Where, what? Oh boy. An artist was a junior environment artist on BG3. Loved working at Larian until AI. They don't need AI assistants to come up with amazing ideas. AI generated placeholders slipping in, like in Clair Obscura Expedition 33. Oh boy. So I don't know where it said they're not doing concept art. It asked explicitly about concept art and use of Gen AI. There is too much here. And I hate that I can't hit everything except with Stone's Throw. Maybe I'll use Propeller Blade on the Stone Golem. And Boomerang there and whip the Chimera. They use AI to explore things, not to develop concept art. The artists do that. Don't like that double-edged attack there. Maybe I'll whack the Lump Mage now, and Peronal will mid-heal me. As long as I'm not confused. I wanted to get rid of the Lump Mage. And how about mid-heal Caradoc now? That's alright. I was gonna search how can AI or Gen AI Optimize supply, not optimize supply chain, use less energy and resources than present, than at present. Instead of using the AI thing, there's a technology review thing. So maybe I'll take a look at that after the next battle. Is there anything over here? Yes, there's a chest. A rousing rain to stay awake. And I could stand to heal me. I feel like that was probably a good idea. Now this will be easy to take out, so I'm glad about that. She got rid of 2 of them. So AI's energy footprint seems small until you add up what isn't being tracked and where it's going next. And then I forget about turning the chatbots for help with homework. Oh boy. MIT Technology Reviews, Power Hungry, AI and Our Energy Future. How much a single query costs is important to the bigger picture. Search bots, agents, mundane daily apps. New nuclear power plants from Meta and Microsoft are planned. Stargate initiative to spend $500 billion more than the Apollo space program to build as many as 10 data centers, each of which could require 5 gigawatts, more than the total power demand from the state of New Hampshire. Oh boy, it's not the norm of a digital world, but it's unique to AI and a departure from big tech's electricity appetite in the recent past. The electricity going to data centers from 2005 to 2017 was quite flat, thanks to increases in efficiency, despite the constructions of armies of new data centers for cloud-based online services, from Facebook to Netflix. AI really started in 2017 to change everything. They got built with energy-intensive hardware designed for AI to double electricity consumption by 2023. 4.4% of all US energy goes toward data centers. I'll read more after the next battle. Give me a break and give you a break and do more of this. And another key that I don't have. Why, oh why? I feel bad about that. To them, I say hell no to the hell niños. The carbon intensity of electricity used by data centers is 48% higher than the US average. AI is looking to go more personalized, able to reason and solve complex problems on our behalf. And everywhere we look, it's likely it'll be the smallest it'll ever be today. Let's see. 2028 says possibly more than half of the electricity going to data centers will be used for AI. And then AI alone could consume as much electricity annually as 22% of all households. And this is an article from May. I feel I should mention May of this year. So I've got worries and concerns. And I'm actually very much adding to the problem in ways I don't like, but I don't know how to help when I'm not where I want to be career-wise. I feel like I should propeller blade the stone golem. I really do. And here I can bang. Well, there went the stone golem. Now I can strike them. She can strike that. Oh no, she'll strike this. Then I will. And it all works. Data centers are expected to continue using dirtier, more carbon-intensive forms of energy, like gas, to fill immediate needs, leaving clouds of emissions in their wake. This growth is for new tech still finding its footing, and in many applications like education, medical advice, and legal analysis, might be the wrong tool for the job, or have a less energy-intensive alternative. Yeah, no, people who have done book studying, which can be done on computers and tablets and phones, books, not just AI filling in the gaps. I think they are more trustworthy than AI itself in the fields of education, medical advice, legal analysis. We should be asking people about that who have been trained for many, many, many years. And in fact, oh boy, this could be a last generation of people who aren't relying on AI to get all the answers. Does it end with Gen Z or Gen Y or what? That's another paragraph read. And if it's Domino's, like I imagine, they dropped. No, Domino's don't hand food out the window. Whoever the chicken came from, they dropped it when handing it to Zarin out the window. Boxes stayed closed, but now it's all smushed up. Look, it may still be food and still edible, but it still sucks. So still feels bad. Still feels bad that happened. I imagine you're still gonna eat it because, again, it didn't fall out the box that stayed closed. But I'd like to think it was also an accident. I sure hope it was an accident. I want to believe it was an accident. And there's only the one treasure there. That's a whole lot of stone golems. Let that swoosh do some work and then let me get some attacking in. Before Perono could be killed, we got that in. I've been reading an article from May of this year from the MIT Technology Review about how much energy is a problem or being used in AI, and hopefully how to address it, or at least let us know how much it's really being used. It was an accident, and Sarnathian laughed so he wouldn't feel bad. Did I mention how beautiful a soul you are in all aspects? Because it needs to be a reminder here. Maybe that should be a command I should make in stream chat. Drive-through window, pickup window, they feel synonymous. Tallies of AI's energy use often short-circuit, or tallies of AI's energy use short-circuit the conversation, either by scolding individual behavior or triggering comparisons to bigger climate offenders. They both dodge the point. AI is unavoidable, so says MIT. And even if a single query is low impact, governments and companies are shaping a much larger energy future around AI's needs. And that was all for that paragraph, or sentence, really. I think if I take my time and don't read everything all at once, it's gonna make for a less exhausting read. Yeah, that demon needs to go.
Come out, little ones. Try my patience, and I shall only make you suffer all the more when at last you emerge.
Why do they insist on messing with fairies?
You don't scare us, you know. We won't do what you say, and we won't tell you anything about the sigils, so go away! Yes, go away! Give up and clear off!
You know, they could almost be the Powerpuff Girls as they wanted to be, if only there was a pink dress, a blue dress, and a green dress.
Never! It is you who must give up!
Keeps casting magic. And the rule of threes says, shrunken the barrier.
Ah! Oh, you yourselves are puny. Your powers of protection are great indeed, but they will not last forever. I'm struggling here. Somebody, please!
And we just got up here.
Cease and desist, fiend! You shall not harm a hair on these fairies' heads! Humans? What business have you here? And how came you to enter this place that we did seal with the mightiest of wards?
Let us just say that they were perhaps not as mighty as you might have imagined.
You will leave the fairies in peace, or you will suffer the consequences. Thou thinkest thyself mine equal, stripling? I, whom mighty Atlas himself hath favored.
Who's Atlas now? That's another new name.
Atlas? Another of Hargon's underlings, perhaps? None of thy business! At least it shall not be once I have sliced thee into 1,000 tiny pieces!
Ha! I should very much like to see that.
Thou wishes to be sliced into 1,000 pieces?
I do not, and to do so would be to achieve the impossible. For many a monster has threatened me in much the same manner, and yet here I stand, resolutely whole.
Insolent whelp! But thy words matter not! Ere long, thy smirking countenance shall be bathed in blood! Enough! Provoke him no further, I beg of you! You shall know true pain at my hand! You shall fear me! And you shall die!
Yeah, no, you're gonna be the one dying. Oh gee, I did not think about this happening and didn't heal Perono in the cross time. Oh well. She's gonna have to heal herself and hopefully she'll be able to do it fast. Why don't he buff Perono just in case, if he can move fast enough. Okay. Damn it. I mean, Propeller Blade, then Zin her. So he needs to heal her. And I'd rather do Propeller Blade. I really would. And right back down she went. I don't like that feeling. Right now it'll be us guys getting hit. So hopefully she comes back. Then he needs to heal her. Let him heal her. Maybe not Kaklang at all. Maybe Kasap. God damn it. If anything, that makes sense because she was faster because we're slow. We're still gonna be slow yet. Muster strength and Kasap is gonna mean serious hurt. Or so I thought. Since she's strong, or she's normal speed, she can heal herself. And can still kabuff her. Oh no, not Kabuff. Buff her while she fixes herself up. Since she's got regular speed. This is preferable at the moment. Okay. I'll Propeller Blade. He'll heal himself. She'll heal me. Good. Then I got that going. Defense is down, but that feels like that muster strength didn't really do much. If anything, we probably don't have to do much more here as it is. I want to frizzle. Yeah, I want to frizzle. Although that hurts. Okay. Despite not healing up, we managed to make it work and win with everybody alive. So, MIT Tech Review is taking a different approach with an accounting meant to inform the many decisions still ahead, where data centers go, what powers them, and how to make the growing toll of AI visible and accountable. And ChatGPT is now, as of May, estimated to be the 5th most visited website in the world, just after Instagram and ahead of Twitter. Oh, gee. That is concerning there. They're taking a different approach because despite the ambitious AI vision by tech companies, utility providers, and government, details of this future are murky. Scientists, federally funded research facilities, activists, and energy companies argue that leading AI companies and data center operators disclose too little about their activities. Companies building and deploying AI models are largely quiet when answering a central question: just how much energy does interacting with one of these models use, and what sorts of energy sources will power AI's future? These are things that I feel we do deserve to know, not the article that agrees, but I agree that we should probably really know about this stuff here. I wonder if I can even pull off a kind of newsroom reading voice unless I've been trying that there. I don't think I was consciously doing that.
You are unharmed? Yes, I think so. Thank you.
Probably wary around humans.
Is something the matter? No, I just never met any humans before. So I was surprised to see you coming to the rescue, that's all. No self-respecting member of our kind would ever suffer innocents to be attacked in such a manner. The Dragonlord's great-grandson informed us of your plight, and we came right away. Oh, right. Well, those monsters just showed up out of nowhere and started shouting about Rubus and sigils, and generally being unpleasant. Then they put up some strange barrier so we couldn't escape. Lady Rubus herself used to live here in this tower, you know. I suppose that's why they came here looking for clues for their little treasure hunt.
Lady Rubus? Does Perono not know?
What? What? Don't humans know about her or something? She's a very powerful and very holy spirit. We fairies live to serve her, and she's also what holds this world together. Holds it together? But she's not here at the moment, for various reasons. The chief is, but then the monsters attacked and the chief. And is she all right? I'm sure she is, yes, at least for now. She's also known as the Overseer, and she's very powerful and very important. She won't be beaten that easily.
The Overseer? Is she so cold because she sees too much, perhaps? That can hardly be pleasant. Perhaps if she were to squint.
Perhaps we should return to the matter at hand. Forgive us. Please, continue. Oh, where was I? Ah, yes, the monsters weren't just after us. They'll have gone after the others, too. And the Overseer. They really want to know about those sigils. Please, you have to help them. We're counting on you.
And help them we shall. Is that not so, Uncommon Legacy? Of course we will.
Thank you. The Overseer will be up on the top floor.
We shall seek her out. Until we return, I would ask that you hide yourself away somewhere safe, that danger might not befall you again. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to handy heal all. That's what I was looking for. We want to help their friends very much. One more treasure here. And it's right there in the floor. If only I had Zapple. How about Crackle? At least that's normal damage. That hurt too much. That could have hurt worse, but it didn't. And Peronal fixed up. And now she knows Boom and Lashings of Love. Glad to see that. Another poison moth knife. And Sarnathian was glad about the chicken. Where did it come from then if it had a drive through a pickup window? Does Domino's have a pickup window, or was it somewhere else that wasn't Domino's? I'm feeling better now. Last meal was yesterday. My body was really complaining and starting to shake. Well, goodness, man, it's important to eat, and I'm glad you fixed that now. Hopefully you are in a better shape. Okay, Domino's does have a window. Okay. That I wasn't 100% on. And I hadn't read a thing yet. Oh, this is like a long thing here, actually. I didn't realize this, but I'm still going to read it and commit to it. So, the question about energy using one of these AI models. This leaves even those whose job is to predict energy demands to assemble a puzzle with way too many missing pieces, making it nearly impossible to plan for AI's future impact on energy grids and emissions. And the deals that utility companies make with data centers will probably transfer AI revolution costs to the rest of us in the form of higher electricity bills. That is a lot to take in. That is very, very problematic and surely gonna make it so that we have less to spend on the kinds of frivolous businesses that they want to make money on. We've got to spend it on food and shelter and water. More water than food. We got to spend it on water, then shelter, then food, then other basic needs. If electricity bill gets way high thanks to AI and data centers, that really is going to be a disaster, maybe the world over. It's already bad enough that we're #1 in mass shootings this year. Again, I'm sure a good number of big countries or first world countries probably are still only in the single digits for mass shootings. We're in the triple digits. I figured it was still habanero chicken at the very least. I figured I had heard hopefully enough times you love your habanero chicken from Domino's. And it ain't always the pizza neither. It's plenty of times the chicken. Also got stuffed bread. Ate half the bread and put the rest in the fridge. Spinach feta filled. That feels real wholesome there. And I don't remember the last time I had feta cheese, actually. Would it make for a good part of a charcuterie board, do you think? Or should it be something less crumbly and more cubed? Like cheddar or mozzarella balls or something. Something that can hold more of a solid shape. Before I go up those stairs, I'm checking around this way to go see more stuff. And it's still going to take me more experience to level up. They are leveling up quicker than me. I hate this too. I want to boom. We got that on the Hocus Chimera before the balance. Love it. Love it. And I don't want to fall down that hole. No, thank you. Cup buff. Caradoc already has that last I checked. And he's the only one who can. I'm holding on to a lot of scrolls at this point. And in fact, how many scrolls am I holding on to right now? I've got 5 different scrolls right now. What if Matilda joining the party and learning all these spells, she's gonna be a bit omnipotent? Maybe that's too much a stretch. Went to clean a couple litter boxes. I want to think what I asked is if feta cheese would make for a good charcuterie board cheese, or should it be something that can hold a more firmer, better shape, like any kind of cubed hard cheese or mozzarella balls or wheels or what have you. Could feta be served on a charcuterie board, or does this crumbly nature really not help things there? All right, I really want to work on the stone golem. And then I'm just really glad to be using the spell boom now instead of just bang. Oh yeah, love it. And I've been forgetting to read things. So MIT Technology Review is working on answering the question of how much energy cost would AI consist of. So I have to start at the beginning. Before you can ask an AI model to help with travel plans or generate a video, the model is born in a data center. Racks of servers hum for months, ingesting training data, crunching numbers, and performing computations. Yes, Oxford comma in the article. It's a time-consuming and expensive process. And training OpenAI's GPT-4 could possibly have cost over $100 million and consumed 50 gigawatt hours of energy, enough to power San Francisco for 3 days. It's only after this training, when consumers or customers interference AI models to get answers to generate outputs, that model makers hope to recoup their massive costs and eventually turn a profit. So that's the business there. And I'll get more after the next paragraph. So Arnathium's not a big fan of feta. Only eats it because it's what they use, but never gets it himself. His main favorite is probably pepperjack. That could easily be put on a charcuterie board. And it's a part of the bread, so you'll deal with it. But hopefully it's not too strong a flavor. I worry it might be, but I'd like for the spinach and the bread to be more of what you get out of it. Or are there different breads and you tried that and you see that you're not a fan of it? cool-headed rhinoceros. So maybe it's wine-colored armor, or they whine a lot. You fairies are surpassing plucky despite your size. Oh, they're just rhinoceros. There's a hot-headed one. Cowards! Nuisances! Give up the locations of the sigils or suffer!
I told you, I don't know anything. None of us do. Not the overseer, not anyone. That's right. All we know about the sigils is that only heroes can find them.
That was careless. Oh-ho! Heroes, eh? You have my thanks for letting that tidbit slip, little one.
Why did you tell them that, you idiot?
Ha 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 ha! Their lips begin to loosen.
I'm sorry, but you can hardly blame me. What with the smell of heroes in the air? There must be some nearby or something.
And was heard loud enough, probably. Must there indeed? Once more you let slip a gem.
Shut up, shut up, shut up! Ah, you my big mouth. I didn't mean to, honest. Those fairies are plainly in need of our aid. Quickly, let's the loose slipped one.
No. I cannot read right now.
Lest the loose slipped ones let's slip.
Damn it.
Lest the loose slipped ones.
I can't sight read right now. I am very bad at that right now. Am I getting worse at reading and sight reading? I don't realize it.
Lest the loose slipped one let's slip yet more.
Here we come, and here we are.
Cease and desist at once, beasts. We cannot allow you to wring any more from this loose-lipped fairy. I mean... Look! The human heroes are here! They came! They really came!
You are they? The heroes who know where all the sigils might be found? We are fortunate indeed for you to drop right into our laps in this manner. Lord Atlas will be pleased indeed when we pummel you into submission and bring you before him to tell all. We know no such thing.
And even if we did, we would not tell you.
You will beg to tell us all this and more by the time we are done with you. Yeah, no, I still don't see that happening. My MP may be bad, but our health is way good. Oh. Now I have to figure, do I want to cattle prod or muster strength? I'm going to see about it sometime. Maybe I'll kabuff right now, though. And maybe I'll sap. Bring our defenses up, drop theirs. I'm glad they both missed. Let's cattle prod one. You can do that twice. So 353 there. And then I'll muster strength again. And I didn't bring any oomph powder. No one knows oomph. Oh well-ish. How about we zap? Or wind sickles, or gustarang, really. I think I'll gustarang. Maybe next time I'll bring oomph powder. We can swoosh them, though. There's a critical there. All right. Now I'll go Propeller Blade. They're getting hurt. What was that? 257.3 something? It feels like I should go a Cattle Prod more. Not 100%. They're not hurting us very badly, though. And there's a little more HP in there than I was expecting. I think I'll wait until the first one is dead. One on the left, like that. Okay, that hurts. It'll be all right. Yeah. Let's mid heal. And then let's sap. And I'll sap again. Well, that hurt again. Let's mid heal again. And let's sap again. I thought there was going to be more than that. We've dropped defenses and we've used the Strength Mustard Cattle Prod. Why did that not hurt us much? Let's have him throw that. Maybe Wind Sickles. Then have her heal me. I don't know whether that was any more powerful than the Gust of Rain, and it hardly matters now. Because we've been the rhinoceroses. For any company to make money out of a model, that only happens on inference, not interference, inference. That's Esha Choksi, a researcher at Microsoft Azure, studying how to make AI inference more efficient. And as conversations with experts in AI companies made clear, inference, not training, represents an increasing majority of AI's energy demands, and will do so in the near future. It will continue to do so. 80 to 90% of computing power for AI is estimated to be used for inference. And that was not a lot of experience.
Amazing! You did it! Thank you so much! You heroes really are heroic, aren't you? We aren't mere pups as yet. Tell me, can you truly sense that the blood of ERDRICK runs through our veins? Of course! Of course! I met him, you see. Or saw him, at least, from a distance.
That's still a big deal to know of him.
You met mighty ERDRICK. Do fairies truly live such long lives? I suppose we do, yes. Well, longer than humans anyway. If you're looking for someone who properly knew him, you should ask the chief. I think she spoke to him a few times. We shall. But before that, if I may, those monsters, they seem to think we had knowledge of the sigil's whereabouts. Oh, that. Yeah, they got the wrong end of the stick there. All I told them was that only you could find them. Yes, and that was already too much. You can't just go telling people these things without asking the chief first. Oh, speaking of which, could you go and help her? She's at the top of the tower. The monsters will have gone after her for sure. If you can get rid of them, I'm sure she'll have something useful to tell you.
Very well. Let us away. Let us away indeed.
Oh, wait! Before you go, can I ask you one more favor? Can you, maybe, see your way to not telling the others that I let all those secrets slip? They'll go absolutely bonkers if they find out.
What's he doing there?
Fear not. We know all too well how easy it is to say more than one means to. You meant no harm, I am sure. Our lips are sealed.
Why'd he rush over to tell her that? Is it because he can relate?
Heh, if only yours were.
Only hers were what? There's two treasures around here, and I hope they're both on the same side. Or the same other side. Unless there were a chest or a pot around or something. We can definitely hit people here. Still wanna boom. Damn the bounce. Well, now we'll do regular things here. Although the physical, of course, is not great on the stone golem. In fact, is the monster list any better? No. They still don't mention weaknesses. And I wish they did. I would love to know weaknesses. There we are. Two treasures. And it's still going to take time for me to level up so to get my MP back free. Okay, this is the last floor here, I'm sure. But that's a group, but that's not a group. Why is that? That is very, very problematic to me. We're gonna swoosh these two. Get rid of them. I didn't mean to get rid of that so soon, but whatever. At least we get rid of them now. So the inference and everything happens in data centers. Roughly 3,000 such buildings across the US that house servers and cooling systems and are run by cloud providers and tech giants like Amazon or Microsoft, but used by AI startups as well. A growing number, though not clear exactly how many, since that kind of info is guarded tightly, info on data center facilities, are set up for AI inferencing. And then they'll start to build a model. So I'll see that as I complete more battles. I'll probably read that whole thing so I get to not an image or a growing image. Gotta fix her up. There's two treasures there, including mini medal number 40, which is kind of a big deal. I ought to work on the stone golem, and I could definitely boom here. Could definitely boom. But gotta work on the stone golem. All that was happening because it defended itself. There that goes. There that goes as well. So at data centers, AI models are loaded onto clusters of servers containing special chips called GPUs. Oh no. Are data centers possibly at fault for GPU shortages over the last few years? Not just the transistor stuff I had been hearing about. Also, data centers trying to buy up a lot of GPUs or something. In fact, a particular model used is an NVIDIA H100 GPU. That one started shipping in October 22, a month before ChatGPT launched to the public. The sales of them have soared since, and it's part of why NVIDIA regularly ranks as the most valuable publicly traded company in the world. Data centers buying the H100 GPUs. Others include the A100 and the latest Blackwells. They all have in common a significant energy requirement to run their advanced operations without overheating. A single AI model might be housed on a dozen or so GPUs, and a large data center might have well over 10,000 of these chips connected together. Wired close together with these chips are central processing units, CPUs. They serve up information to the GPUs and fans to keep everything cool. Some energy is wasted at nearly every exchange through imperfect insulation materials and long cables in between racks of servers, and many buildings use millions of gallons of water, often fresh, potable water, per day in their cooling operations. Millions of gallons? My God, we need to purify water at the very least more than we already need to. Depending on anticipated usage, these AI models are loaded onto hundreds or thousands of clusters in various data centers around the world, and they all have different mixes of energy powering them. Then they're connected online, just waiting for us to ping them with a question. Millions of gallons of fresh, potable water. And then that used up water that cools down the CPUs and GPUs gets polluted and sent back to the people. Yeah, I would rather believe that being the case, and it's a very literally poisonous thing. Literally. Why, oh, why are we so bad about this? RAM is also going up because of AI. Normal RAM and GPU RAM. Of course it is. This is exhausting to think about, but this is the kind of thing we need to know and be aware of. I know it's not as entertaining as the video game stuff and food talks and all that. I realize that. It just felt important to share. I mean, it's getting into technology, and this all here is technology. And as Arnathia necessarily and encouragedly repeats, we're not ready for AI, both energy and other resources. We're not ready, he says. And that's more agreeable than not for sure. I figured there'd be something there. Robo Serenity. I figured nobody needs it, and she's already got one. And I ain't going up there just yet. I want to hurt the Stone Golem more than the Hocus Chimeras. And Stone Golem's taking all the attacks. And therefore it went down. But I still got to whip them with the Morning Star, so that was beautiful. Too bad her physical attack is not all that great, but mine is, though. So then part 2 was a query. Have you seen a few charts estimating the energy impact of putting a question to an AI model? You might think it's like measuring a car's fuel economy or a dishwasher's energy rating. A knowable value with a shared methodology for calculating it. We would be wrong there. In reality, the type and size of the model, the type of output you're generating, and countless variables beyond our control, like which energy grid is connected to the data center our request is sent to, and what time of day it's processed, can make one query thousands of times more energy intensive and emissions producing than another. That is horrifying to think about there. The type and size of the model, the type of output being generated, and a lot of variables can make one query thousands of times more energy intensive and emissions producing than another. Maybe I'm not cut out for this because I'm not creative, and yet I don't have anything else. I don't have any other career prospects. I can't do anything else. I'm meant to entertain full time, and I'm meant in one way to do that with video games. I've got nothing else. So my AI usage, sporadic as may be, can still be disastrous. I'm even more upset about me now than I was earlier. We need to be aware of our surroundings and not just stick our heads in the ground and just only focus on fun. We need fun, but we also got to keep real, or else we will be in a world where we can't have any fun. And it's part of why before I said I wanted to be a pillar of light for people as well. But I'm trying to say that I can't just do the fun. And you all know I really, really want to. I may not say as much about the not fun stuff, but hopefully there's something you know it's on my mind at the very least. Better work on them. I wish she had a better whip. Because there's always the risk of them bouncing, but not there. But that lethal armor is still alive, but not for much longer. Thanks to those two moving fast. When we query most AI models, whether on phone within an app like Instagram or on the web interface for ChatGPT, much of what happens after the question is routed to a data center remains a secret. Factors like what data center in the world processes the request, how much energy it takes to do so, and how carbon intensive the energy sources used are how carbon intensive the energy sources used are tend to be knowable only to the companies that run the models. This is true for most of the name brand models like OpenAI's ChatGPT, Google's Gemini, and Anthropic's Claude, which are referred to as closed. The key details are closely held by companies that make them because they're viewed as trade secrets and might result in bad PR. I would rather appreciate the transparency of it all. These companies have few incentives to release this information, and they haven't yet. Why, oh why? I know answers are in there, but don't they think a little transparency about this would go a long way? That said, if they've been doing this for so long, it could be very much too little too late. Not another chest that I can't open! Why, oh why? And what's a dream blade? The cautery sword I have is better. No, the dream blade is better. So maybe I don't need the cautery sword. No, I can still use it as an item. In fact, let me throw some oomph powder in. Oh, we only got one oomph powder. Oh, wow. Let's give it to Caradoc. Man, I wish I could use the Gustarang as well.
Imagine if we lived in a universe like Warhammer 40k. No fun. Just constant wars and fighting and military crap.
And that would be the universe over. That would be even more disastrous. I don't want that. But whether or not we can do things, knowledge is power. And if it's not anything I relay, it would still help us to read the news at least once or twice a day, maybe. How long? Like how many articles or something? And one article related to the government or something local, at the very least, would probably not ask for much. I don't think. Oh, the faded blade can be used as a weapon. You can equip it. I wouldn't realize that. She can even use that. But that's far more powerful. You know, what I need to do is when we get to the boss, or this next boss that'll be the last, I need to equip them with singular weapons. I want to get rid of the lump mages before the stone golem. Oh shoot, I forgot I don't have the Morning Star equipped. I had the Dream Blade equipped. I did not mean for that. But it's nice how we're not getting affected by a lot of things. I can appreciate that. If it's not there, it could be up here. And it's not. Well, I don't know where the last thing is unless it's up there, actually. Very much could be. Gotta get rid of those Hocus Chimeras. Gotta get rid of them. Now we can get rid of those lethal armors. I don't want to live in a Warhammer 40k universe. We need fun. But we've got to be aware of what's going on at times, too. Let me try that again on the lump mages. Now I'm actually dazzled. And I missed the both of them. Now it's even worse, and so was all that pain. She's got to fix herself right now. She has to fix herself. Then I got confused. I killed Peronal. How can I live with myself? How could I? She can zing us. How could I possibly? And we're getting pretty low on MP in a bad way. I ain't opening that door right now. Gotta get rid of the Hocus Chimeras first, and that already happened. In fact, we'll all focus on a stone golem now. The stone golem would have to be slower than us. The closed AI model providers are serving up a total black box, says Boris Gamazyachkov, I'm thinking, head of AI sustainability at Salesforce, leading efforts with researchers at Hugging Face, an AI platform provider of tools, models, and libraries for individuals and companies to make AI's energy demands more transparent. Without more disclosure from companies, it's not just that we don't have good estimates. We have little to go on at all. So where can MIT or us turn for estimates? So-called open source models can be downloaded and tweaked by researchers who can access special tools to measure how much energy the H100 GPU requires for a given task. Those models are also very popular. Meta announced in April that its Llama models have been downloaded more than 1.2 billion times, And many companies use open source models when they want more control over outputs than they can get using something like ChatGPT. But even if researchers can measure the power drawn by the GPU, that leaves out CPUs, fans, and other equipments. A 2024 Microsoft paper analyzed energy efficiencies for inferencing large language models and found that doubling the amount of energy used by the GPU gives an approximate estimate of the entire operation's energy demands. So for now, measuring leading open source models and adding estimates for all those other pieces gives MIT the best picture they have of just how much energy is being used for a single AI query. But keep in mind that the ways people use AI today to write a grocery list or create a surrealist video are far simpler than the ones we'll use in the autonomous, agentic future that AI companies are hurtling us toward. Oh boy. Our uses now are simpler than the city of tomorrow. The next thing I'll read will apply largely to me with text models. I need to really use some prayer rings so to get us all MP'd up, so that we're not peed off when we fight. Stone Golem's taking everything again. And we got to get rid of the lump mage. I'm glad to have taken all that damage to take the Stone Golem down fast. What's in here? Re-heal. Either one of them can learn it. I'll give it to her right now. Okay, let's see here. I mean to read when there's no music playing, but it's probably okay if the music is. So, energy usage of text models, where you type a question and receive back a response in words. One of the leading groups evaluating that kind of energy AI demand, or energy demands of AI in general, is at the University of Michigan, led by PhD candidate Jaewon Chung and Associate Professor Mosharraf Choudhury, who publish energy measurements on their ML Energy Leaderboard. They worked with, or ML.Energy Leaderboard. MIT worked with a team to focus on the energy demands of one of the most widely adopted open source models, Meta's Llama. The smallest model in their Llama cohort, Llama 3.18b, has 8 billion parameters, the knobs in an AI model that allow it to make predictions. When tested on a variety of different text-generating prompts, like a travel itinerary for Istanbul or explaining quantum computing, the model required about 57 joules per response, or an estimated 114 joules when accounting for cooling, other computations, and other demands. That's tiny, about what it takes to ride 6 feet on an e-bike or run a microwave for 1/10 of a second. The largest of the text generation cohort, Llama 3.1405b, has 50 times more parameters. More parameters generally mean more better answers, but more energy required for each response. On average, Llama 3.1405b needs 3,353 joules, or 6,706 joules total for each report or each response. That's enough to carry a person about 400 feet on an e-bike or run the microwave for 8 seconds. 114 joules is 1/10 of a second. So I'm willing to think some stuff I'm asking means I'm running in a microwave for 8 seconds. Okay. Still upset about my part in all this. Had to heal lest we get all ambushed here. Now need to be using some stuff. Wow, that prayer ring really stuck it out. I can't believe that, but it did, and I'm so grateful that it did. Like, wow. And I could get rid of that edged boomerang. It does not need to be there. It's way too weak. Same with the divine dagger, much too weak. Probably can put away the medicinal herbs as well. Okay. I am going to stop adventuring for the moment, because I'm sure there will be plenty going on before I'm ready, because it'll cut right into good break time. I'm glad I saw and did rest mode, not off. It doesn't need to go all the way off yet, I know that. This stream is not going all the way off yet neither. Just stepping away, in my case snacking, then we'll get to the boss. Stretch, relieve yourself, get a drink, get a snack. We will rescue that overseer. I don't think I realized how loud that is again. Gotta go back and readjust stuff. I'm only glad that there's only been one instance where I was too loud, and that was when I had monitors on full blast. Not at full blast, but it was still pretty loud. But otherwise, with the door closed, and me talking like this, I don't have as much risk of waking roommates. I gotta think about that. I'm gonna get my 2 hours in though. I almost wonder if I need to stop one for the roommate and two so that I can get me some sleep for doctor's appointment, a podiatrist appointment. In fact, I better put it in my calendar right now because I stand way too much risk of forgetting. There at 9:15. So that's not horribly far. No, it just means I gotta go a few other places. Oh, that's down that way. That's a little different, but that's all right. So let me see here. And you ought to have some music playing here before, while I'm putting all this in. So let me work that there. That time in this place. So really, I ought to do what? That at the very least. I feel like that'd be better time-wise. I need notifications. I probably won't be getting enough sleep. For the notifications anyway. But I will go for those notifications. It may be best that I stop a little sooner than I like because I will get the 2 hours in starting at 9, assured that I just need to get the sleep I need, then have more time to stream, then go to work. I feel like it's possible. I'm tempted to get some kind of fast food breakfast tomorrow afterwards. No, may not have the time. So I don't need to even think about it. Need to think about something else, though. I think there I'm going to be fine, and these bills are no biggie. Yeah, it's going to be all right. Oh, I forgot all about that there. I guess I better look into that some more. Is there any more of that? I totally do that. No, but I have to see at that point. Man, I wish, though. It was only a quarter, but still. Was that only... Oh. 3% cash back with a $2 cashback maximum. And I wasn't going to spend much. It was still something at all. And Final Fantasy VII Remake demo on Switch 2. Ornathium doubts they'll get it again, but might just try the demo just to see how they did. Is it Remake or Remake Intergrade? I want to say Remake Intergrade, and I think that's what you were implying. Because to not have Intergrade would be a very disastrous disservice. Alright. We're all ready to go. Thank Rubus for the prayer ring. So let's get in here and save the Overseer.
Come, give up the sigil's whereabouts. Resign thyself to the inevitable.
How strange. Different time, different place, and you look completely different. But I still know exactly who you are.
What?
What gibberish is this?
But you're far from ready. No, you lack the strength and the wisdom, and heaven knows what else. But there's still time. You'll get there, I hope.
Who would that be? Should I know them?
We will. Our journey has only just begun.
Huh? Humans? But how? Surely you did not bring down the barrier we put in place.
Was she talking to us this whole time?
You're probably a little too low down the food chain to understand. Low enough that defeating you should be a nice, easy way for my young friends here to prove that they are who they say they are. I hope they won't disappoint me.
We would teach this fiend a lesson whether you asked it or not. Though if the request is to be made, I might hope that it were made a little more politely.
Hope all you want. I'm not too fond of humans.
Oh. Truly?
What manner of fools are these that chatter back and forth as if I were not even here? As if my defeat were a foregone conclusion.
Kinda is.
Your victory is far from assured, worms. No, this is how your future will unfold. You will fall before me. And when I have finished with you, I shall see to it that not a single fairy remains alive.
I want to reread the beginning of that. After we deal with the Torgus Immensis. So cattle prod there. And what do I feel like? How about we kabuff us and sap him? And then I go in with the cattle prod after oomph powder on me. And then another sap on him. I don't like that twin dragon lash though. That was a lot of pain and I love it. I'll do it again. It's so nice, I'll do it twice. Then kabuff and mid heal. I don't mind that. We doing some stuff here now. Why don't they get in on the attacking? Some sizzle and lashings of love, or boom. But I want a lashings of love, and I want to do it with. No, I probably should do it with a more magical thing here. I think I'll stick with Frizzle. We can be hurt by lashings of love, though. Man, that hurts. One more cattle prod while that strength boost is active. know now if I know of Maytree or not. Did you post a video in the Discord and I missed it already? Because I did say to do that and I hadn't looked into it. Let me go to my Discord and see music scenes and talks. Footloose and acapella. Okay, I haven't heard anything, but I have seen them before. In fact, one thing I know I've seen is them holding up a tablet of whatever they're singing about or what they're singing. So if I didn't hear them do things, I've definitely seen who they are. That much I do know of Maytree. And it was all posted there yesterday because I apparently told you to. I say apparent when I said go post it in the Discord, so there's no apparent about it. I did tell you to. It was supposed to be a suggestion, but it probably came off as more of an order. But I could stand to listen. Right now, though, my thought is to do more magic. I don't like the 2 hits there. Now my attack has gone back to normal. So I'll have to muster again. How don't we have him mid-heal her? She frizzles. I am in your parish, she says. Hypno Whip was not fun, but we didn't get confused. It could have been so much worse, but it's not. Get me back up to a good place. Now that would be bad. I almost think we should Ka-Clang while the attack is up. So I'm going to do that. Ka-Clang. We can't be hurt by the oomph. Should we go back into it? I dare say we should go back into it. There's only one more thing. Oh well. Now I gotta go back to Steely Body. It just would feel safer. I dare to defend right now. Now it's all fine. Now we go in with the attacking. No one's in the range yet. I think I'll have her mid-heal Caradoc. He's close there. That felt necessary.
I figured it was playing around. I don't think it was very obvious that I was. I myself felt like I was being too
Serious and not playful like I wanted to be when I was saying all that about the order and things. I meant it in good fun. I don't think it came off as such, but it was meant to be in good fun, I promise. I knew it was just busting chops. And I like the playing around, and please keep playing around. We need the playing around. Okay, I did not need to heal after all. I am glad I didn't need to. There's a little experience there, a little more. I haven't learned anything.
So much for his soothsaying skills. Thanks for that. You're young, but I think it's safe to say you're the heroes we were told to expect.
We came at the request of the Dragonlord's descendant. He told us that you had need of our aid.
And he was right. I'm glad he sent you rather than coming himself. He probably would have brought this place crashing down around our ears.
He said the same thing.
He said as much himself, but is he truly possessed of such fearsome power? Is he truly descended from him?
Maybe one day you'll be strong enough to take him on and see for yourselves. But I wouldn't recommend it just yet. You've got some work ahead of you.
I'll get them there at level 50.
He bade us seek out the 5 sigils.
Did he now? So you're planning on taking on Hargon? Very heroic of you. But then, I suppose that's to be expected.
We have no choice but to face him. Peace must be restored to our world.
So the time has come at last. Lady Rubis said it would. In fact, she gave me something to give you all when you finally appeared.
She cannot pass her gift to us herself?
She's somewhere else right now. Somewhere far away.
That sounds familiar. So what does she have for us here?
Anyway, here.
What is that? The Echo Flute. There's that again.
A flute.
Yes, a very special one. If someone of the hero's bloodline blows it when one of the sigils is nearby, it sends back an echo. Why not give it a try?
That happens with the orbs in 3. So she'll play it then.
No echo, which means there aren't any sigils around here. Oh, but it won't respond if the sigil is on the move. And certain other things can interfere with it too. Anyway, just take it around with you on your travels and blow it every now and again, all right?
So this is what they meant when they said that only we might know the sigil's locations. Thank you. We are in your debt. If we might trouble you for one last thing, we would know why Hargon's minions, too, seek out the sigils. What happens when all 5 are gathered in the self-same place?
Why self-same instead of
We
same?
asked the Dragonlord's great-grandson, but he claimed that he did not have the right to answer such a question.
Did he indeed? Well, I sort of do, but I also sort of don't.
What does that mean? Who has the right?
It's not completely my place to tell you either. What I can tell you is that it's not just about the protective power they grant. There's more to it than that, but you'll have to find all 5 of them to find out what. Just know that it's something that will be vital if you're going to defeat Hargon. I'll tell you more when the time comes.
Thank you. Though you claim to have no love for humankind, you are certainly very generous.
Only because I have to be. Lady Rubis and the other fairies are always going on about it. And besides, it's not like I want the world to end. And
Gratitude to
I
ERDRICK.
knew some of your ancestors. The heroes that came before you, the first one I met. He was the one who convinced me you might not all be bad. But then, he was special. I hated not being able to reunite him with his...
Oh.
Never mind. That was all a long time ago now. The hero who came after him wasn't bad either. You might even say we were friends. Your ancestors helped me out. and I helped them out in return. Not because I cared much, just because it was easier that way. I didn't have to feel like I owed them anything afterwards. And that's all I'm doing for you, too. Helping you, so I don't have to feel like I owe you anything.
You shared friendships with our forebears. I should very much like to hear more about them one day.
Maybe, if you're lucky. But there's things to be doing right now. Get out there and find those sigils. And don't die.
Man. So, Blowit went out and about to check if there are any sigils. And if there are, a musical note will appear in both the world and on the mini-map. Oh boy. I need to take a look at that part of the map there, because clearly there's a sigil there. Something to the right of a peninsula. And to the southeast of some mountain trio there. So, different time, place, and completely different look. Wonder if it's talking about the Prince of Middenhall as the son of ERDRICK, or all three scions as the blood of ERDRICK. Like the strength and wisdom and other things. So she was talking to us here. Only about 8/10 this mean.
The fiends who attacked the tower spoke of a certain Atlas. Have you heard the name? I think he's the one who gave the order to attack the tower.
The monsters we encountered at the Dragonlord's castle mentioned another, Belial.
Another one of Hargon's underlings, probably. It seems like some of them are more important than the others, and more dangerous. I don't think you're strong enough to face them yet, so if you meet one, run. We shall. Fear not. We mean to take no unnecessary risks.
I didn't know we were going to get into that serious talk there. Oh boy.
You assaulted the last of the Dragonlord's line?
We're last? Oh no, Dragonlord.
And in what wise? Those who oppose the High Priest will find themselves on the end of my fork. You imbeciles.
Oh. We don't fight them then. That's bad.
Lord Hargon, thy charges want for instruction, Belial, in the value of life, or the lack of it.
Belial.
Yes, Master.
That's Belial, not Belial. Belial. Man. So Faeries, the Dragonlord's great-grandson. People we don't know about who keep the world safe. We must be younger or smaller than the previous ERDRICK, the uncommon descendant. And there is a holy talisman there. Alright, let me go to the Isle, or should I go somewhere else while I'm thinking about it? Where's that trio of mountains in a peninsula? Gonna be below. Trio of mountains in a peninsula. Where, oh, where? I'm not seeing anything suggesting it. Unless it's that there. I can't be 100%. I can't zoom in any further. I think that's more the place there. So, deserted village, perhaps, outside of it. I think that's where to play the echo flute. In fact, it's probably in a deserted village. I think it might be. We'll assign it here for now. No echoes. I thought it was gonna be here. This looks like the place on the map. Unless it was a red herring from the game. Traveler's tips the echo flute. I felt like that was I'm exactly where it is on the mini-map. In fact, it's showing things there as it is. But no echoes. To which I say to the game, well played. I was using the mini-map to see about a sigil around, and yet nothing there, so must have only been placed for the tutorial of it all. If that's the case, bravo. I need to go to the can real fast though, so please pardon me while I do that. I don't want to burst. I didn't realize I'd take that long, and I hate that it happened. But I forgot that something happened today, and I feel like we should look into it. I want to confirm it. Because it'd be a big deal. Another big deal. So, where is it? There shouldn't be a demo yet. I think that'd be next month. And I think I did show this, that this is coming to PlayStation in February after all. That's also not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for should be down somewhere there. We got Tekken 3 earlier. Now, today, we have Soul Calibur 3. It's probably not going to go on sale anytime soon, if at all. I don't imagine, because it's only $10. $10 for a PlayStation 2 game, which says probably that Tekken 3 should have only cost $5. If I only had a PS2 version of this to run it up against, is that there? Looks clean, but has it already been that clean? That I don't know. I want to know if it was already that clean. And then I forget about the jobs and the kind of single player stuff that goes on here. I've not played Soul Calibur 3 in a long time. Like a long time. I totally could. I feel like I should probably play Soul Calibur 6 as well, because I've not done anything with that. No, what's this? Fatal Slash, One Strike. Okay, minimalist, precision, timing, tension, blah, 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 blah. Even though I could play that, it's not enough. So, don't I already have Path of Exile 2? It's not Path of Exile 1 I have, is it? Do I only have the beta there? It was only ever the beta in the first place, but I bought something Path of Exile 2 with the PlayStation Stars points. Oh, no. I ain't going into Tekken. I am not going into Tekken right now. I don't know what it's thinking. And what's the Path of Exile 2 I do have? It has only been a beta. But isn't that still enough to play? Because free to play? Isn't that still enough? I'm just glad it didn't get rid of all that there. So I guess I'm gonna have to go around the world now. Go looking for things. They are absolutely nothing at all ever. I want to think I've been there. Oh, only one more experience point for Caradoc to level up. That's kind of funny. Yeah, I've been here. So where should I go? Oh, right. I said I was going to go to the Isle of the Monarch of Metals. Because I got 40 medals to give. I'm halfway there now. All right. Agility Gillet. A Focus Pocus Scroll. 5 more. Get a Swallowtail. More powerful than a Gustarang. Then a miracle sword of Siren sword, a flame tank boomerang, sacred armor, Astrea's abacus, Brigham whip, and Godbird's scepter. I don't feel like resting, and there's no shop to be had here. So where to go to play the flute? What are some ideas? I think one idea I had was the Shrine of Flames. See about if there be anything there. There's an echo. So a sigil awaits us here. And play it again. That's what it sounds like when a sigil is somewhere around. But I don't feel like going through a teleportal. I feel like going up there where there's a whole thing, whole symbol of the sun. What up? Halt! State your purpose, strangers!
We are the descendants of mighty ERDRICK, hero of legend. We journey the land to defend it against the monstrous forces that sow death and destruction hither and yon.
We have reason to believe there's a sigil here. It seemeth you are truly that which you claim to be. Alas, this changeth little. Without the permission of the chief, none may enter within. Go thee hence to Burrowell, that lieth west of here. There, seek out his blessing. Forgive us, but we have our orders. So Burrowell to the west, then. I mean, I'll go. You just watch me go. Is it on the same island, even? Doesn't look like. So we gotta sail. Can't be that island. Do I dare look for a super slime island? I don't know why I'm thinking of it. That sure ain't it, though. It'd only be slimes and their derivatives. That feels like it may as well be Yggdrasil there. That would certainly be something. I can't open that. God damn. Let's see. Oh no, we can do it out here in the world. Nope, that ain't it neither. I'll check out this island, though. That feels like the World Tree Yggdrasil. It is. But I don't know nothing about this place. It's all foggy. No echo, though. But I don't know, that ain't what would help us here, like in the Weird Wood in DQ1. But I wonder when I'm supposed to even come here. Or do I find my way through and then it gets all cleared out anyway? I'm not sure. It It doesn't look like a return to start. Should I go where the butterflies are? I'm not always going to see butterflies, and sometimes it feels like a ring around. Why does it feel like I've approached Yggdrasil here? Or here. Or maybe not. Okay, now it's feeling like a scene.
But how can this be? Have we returned to where we started? I think perhaps we should leave. This is plainly no ordinary forest.
Indeed, and we have no particular need to venture deeper in just now. Thought there could have been something, but I am off. But it sure felt like Yggdrasil, and I'm at least glad to be right about that. And before the day ends, I can say that today, December 16th, has been National Chocolate Covered Anything Day. So chocolate covered cherries, chocolate covered cookies, chocolate covered mints, chocolate covered ice cream with that magic shell stuff. Any of that works. I can't think to dip a whole cookie in chocolate though. That'd be a bit much even for me. And I really do think I oughta slow down as much as I don't want to because of the doctor stuff soon. I don't like the thought of it, but it probably needs to happen. And I don't know if I need to be on boat. Oh, I forgot the whip. Of course I did. Should use a better whip than that, though. And I'd love to get to level 50. That'll take some time, but I'd like to think we'll get there. And Caradoc can Gust Slash. Perono leveled up as well. And learned Drain Magic. I'm not seeing any secret spots here. There's another sigil somewhere. But in what direction? Is it that way? It said it was showing a mini-map. I don't like all that hurts. We should be good here. I'm still alive. So that's all right. Oh, jeez, though, a whole new 5th rank. I don't even remember who I'm all maxed out with in the first place. Oh no, I know of 2 people. Like them. How many days? 90 days? Oh my god. That'll take forever. 3 months. Was it in that direction they're facing? I can only imagine, yes. I think before I go there, I'll check over here. See if it ain't further up. That ain't telling me nothing. Now that we got the whip out, everyone will be getting hit. It's okay to not cast spells because we got stuff that hits a group or groups. I want to get the sparkles. Medicinal herb and seed of agility here. And then I see a secret spot. So I may as well check that out. And then not everyone is in the group. So how about a boom there? That feels not fun. Why can't they all be in one group since they're all the same one enemy? Why it gotta be so bad? Ants. Ants would probably be Zarnathian's most able to handle bug if it was in the wilds and had to eat them to survive. Roach would probably be lowest. Probably just die at that time. But covering the ants in chocolate could help. Why do I think that's a thing that can actually happen and does happen IRL? Hell, I remember reading that when there was that murder hornet upsurge, I heard that in some countries it's actually common to, I think, roast them and throw them in popcorn or something. So chocolate covered ants does not sound like the biggest stretch in the world. 2 treasures. Please let them be stuff I can open like that. Thank you. Like a seed of stamina. And then a mini medal that I'm losing track of now, and I don't like the losing track, but man. No, there shouldn't be anything here. I wouldn't think. I mean, except for enemies, obviously, but you know what I mean. And I'm not thinking of using magic on them. But they need a little more getting hit. At least they all only use physical attacks. That's no big deal. Dread Admirals are down with all that. Oh, God. Autosave. Did I mention how much of a wimp I am in relying on autosaves like this? Because I'm totally a wimp and I totally will take that. I will let people call me that for this. I get it. I'm just abusing a system that works, though, as well. Oh, hang on up. Yeah. Continue from auto save. I doubt there's anything up there. And yet if I don't go and look, I'll never know. They are no big deal. But I think sizzling and booming would be better. Yeah, that's all right. Now we can use regular attacks and have no issue. There's such a thing as chocolate-covered grasshoppers. Also not surprising. I almost swear, but it's also a weird gag gift. Dehydrated bugs, high-protein superfood snack. Unusual, exotic, weird gag gift. There's chocolate-covered. Barbecue seasoned crickets, chocolate covered crickets, simple grasshoppers by themselves, and tom yum soup flavored premium crickets. And then what's that? Mixed bugs and orthoptera or orthoptera something. Man. Crunchy chocolate with no bug taste at all, and the grasshoppers themselves are crispy with just a bit of salt. The chocolate coating provides a sweet flavor that masks any unusual insect taste. Flavorful, or the crunch could be compared to Kit Kat bars. I don't think I will, but you know. Yeah, there's definitely nothing around here. But I'm not turning around there. I don't know if I do turn around when that happens. I don't think it does. I'd like to think it'd probably be there where I can't get to. I don't feel like fighting them. I feel like going to town. At the very least, marking it on the map. Although muddy hands I'll deal with here. I don't mind that. How about we zap the dead knot? Then, or swoosh the muddy hands. The zap wasn't enough. Then boomerang. No more muddy hands now. And the dead knot's about to go down. Dead knot became dead is. There's ant candy as well. And someone bitching about the ants being too small. You can only taste the sugar of the candy. This has to be all based on the National Chocolate Covered Day. And then all of a sudden it made you think of to bring up chocolate covered bugs, which are a real thing. Ant bug candy, edible bugs, and all that jazz in unique Halloween candy. That'd probably make for some interesting more incentives for charitable purposes, I think. And there's a tiger there, a saber cat. To zap them. Now I want to boom everybody. Yeah, that works. We ain't surprised, so it ain't no problem. The saber cat's about to go. That ain't nothing. I figured that's what it was. The chocolate covered stuff was made Zarn's mind go wild on bugs covered in it. I can't blame you. I'm the one who said the stuff, so that falls on me.
Was this place once a town? If it was, it would seem to have been some time since anybody lived here. Well, town or no, I grow weary. Shall we rest a while before continuing on our way?
Probably. Except for that.
Fools! This is no resting place.
Who are you?
Were those devils to discover you, they would surely... Please, You must follow me.
What is the meaning of this?
Still thy tongue and move, girl. Quickly.
So we really gotta hurry.
This is...
An underground town. Farewell. They really did it up right under here.
An entire town lay beneath our feet?
What is this? Outsiders. Were they seen? Pray tell me they were not.
Got us in fast enough.
I did bring them below as quickly as I was able.
If I might ask, where precisely are we?
Burrowell, a town established by those fortunate enough to escape ERDRICK with their lives. We chose to dwell beneath the earth that we might better evade detection by marauding fiends. This place lieth but a stone's throw from fell Hargon's lair. Great care must be taken to avoid his minion's gaze.
Is that what I saw at the
His
left?
dwelling place is close by.
Aye, in ERDRICK, which was once a land both fair and free, until he did build a shrine unto himself at its center.
You must tell us. How might we gain access to this shrine?
Gain? No human may safely approach it. Besides, it is girded all about by mountains, and the lands around it teem with Hargon's underlings. To venture near it is to invite certain death.
A direful place indeed.
Yet we are of the line of mighty ERDRICK, and will journey there nonetheless. The world must be rid of Hargon's evil. To have learned of his dwelling place is a boon indeed. You have our thanks.
The line of ERDRICK, you say? Well, make yourselves at home. But when you wish to return to the surface, pray speak with the guardsman over yonder. He will go before you and ensure that no monsters lurk nearby. Very well. If you'll excuse me.
There's so many people to work on being forever friends with. It's gonna boggle my mind. But I think for the sake of making it to the appointment, the podiatrist on time, I have to stop, and it makes me very sad that it comes to this. I'll grab the thing from the pot and then go pray. Or go confess, I should say. So we're getting into it now. I don't know what the title of the next stream. I want to continue, but it's not smart to continue, so I'm going to have to not. I really, really hate the thought of that. But I'm going to stick with it. Now I'm going to see just who to entrust you all to. Because you more than deserve to be entrusted to someone. That might be the title Zarnathium suggests. Something like We Are Getting Into It Now. And I want to relate it to the 5 sigils. So maybe if I want to make it Dragon Ball like, we are getting into it now. The search for the 5 sigils. Maybe that's what I could call it, like that. That almost sounds a little closer to perfect. If there's enough room for all that, then I'll do it. Otherwise, I'll figure out how to shorten it. I'm just glad the tab is still muted. So who to raid? I think there's only one smart answer, considering a certain thing. And if you want to be cooler than you already are, you can copy and paste this raid message here. I think it makes sense to raid Pete Dorr. He's very into retro video games, and not just those. And one thing he does that not a lot of people do that I'm aware of is weekly ventures into eBay looking for older games to buy or sell. And wouldn't you know it, right now he's streaming Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake. He's going through the Dragon Quest 1 side of things. We've been through the Dragon Quest 1 side of things. So I definitely want to throw him some support. I hate that I have to raid and run, but I still want to raid at the very least, considering what we're doing and what Square Enix has granted me to do. So we gotta give him some love. And the next time I stream, I mean, technically right now it is, but the next full stream will be during my birthday. And I am going to shave for sure, among other things. Until then, take care of yourself, love yourself, be kind to yourself, forgive yourself, believe in yourself. Notifications on if you're on Twitch. If they don't work, uninstall, reinstall. It works, and you will know when I'm live if you do that. You're awesome. Pass it on. And until next time, stay uncommon. And I don't stop everyday ERDRICK just because of my birthday. Later.